The engagement party was buzzing with life. The warm glow of fairy lights wrapped around the beams of the cozy event hall, and elegant floral decor added a soft charm to every corner. Laughter mingled with clinking glasses, creating a lively hum that filled the room. It was meant to be a night of joy, a celebration of the future Emily and I were supposed to build together. I made my way through the crowd, offering smiles, shaking hands, and accepting one congratulations after another. Guests kept telling me how lucky I was, how stunning Emily looked, how perfect we seemed. And they were right. Emily had an effortless way of drawing attention, brightening any space she walked into. But despite all the cheer around me, something felt off. Maybe it was the way Emily avoided meeting my eyes for too long, or how her laugh seemed tight and unnatural. I told myself it was nerves, the kind everyone gets before a big milestone. Needing a moment to breathe, I slipped out to the balcony. The cool night air brushed against my skin, a relief from the warmth inside. I leaned on the railing and watched the city lights flicker below, letting my thoughts drift. That's when I heard it. The balcony doors were left slightly open, and just inside, Emily stood with her best friend, Claire. Their voices carried straight out into the quiet night, clear, sharp, impossible to ignore. I hadn't meant to overhear anything, but once the words started, I couldn't move. "You know, I never actually thought he'd propose," Emily said, sounding amused. Claire snorted softly. "Seriously? Why not? Daniel worships you." Emily sighed. "He does, but let's be real, Claire. If things hadn't ended with Aaron, none of this would be happening. Daniel's great, but he wasn't my first choice. You know that." The air left my lungs. Claire hesitated. "Emily, that's harsh. You love him, right?" Emily let out a tiny laugh. "Of course I love him. I mean, Daniel is steady, reliable, safe. He'll never walk away from me. But Aaron was passion and sparks and everything I thought I wanted. When that fell apart, I needed someone who wouldn't break me again. Daniel was the safe option, my backup plan. And honestly, I'm okay with that." Backup plan. The words hit harder than anything in my life. All this time, I believed we were equals, partners building a life together. But to her, I was just the fallback choice, the comfortable option after her real dream collapsed. My heart clenched with a mix of anger and betrayal. I stood frozen for a moment, trying to steady my breathing, trying to understand how the woman I loved could say something so devastating. Part of me wanted to barge in and confront her. But another part, the part still clinging to dignity, held me back. If I was ending this, I would do it with clarity, not chaos. I went back inside. The noise of the party washed over me, distant and muffled. I walked toward the center of the room, past the candlelit tables and framed photos of Emily and me smiling like fools. "Can I have everyone's attention?" I called out. The room fell silent. Dozens of eyes turned toward me. Emily, standing near the bar, stiffened, confusion turning quickly into dread. "Daniel, what are you doing?" she asked, her voice trembling. I met her gaze directly. "Emily, I heard everything you said to Claire." Her face drained of color. What are you talking about?" "You know exactly what I'm talking about," I said, keeping my voice steady. "You called me your plan B. You said if Aaron hadn't left, you wouldn't be here with me." Gasps rippled across the hall. Claire looked mortified. Emily took a shaky step forward. "Daniel, please, let's talk about this privately." "No," I said calmly. "I spent months believing we had something real, planning a future you apparently never wanted. I won't marry someone who only chose me because I'm safe. I deserve to be someone's first choice." I reached into my pocket, pulled out the engagement ring, and set it on the nearest table. The quiet clink echoed through the room. "I'm ending the engagement," I said. "And I'm leaving." Without another word, I turned and walked away. Emily called after me, but I didn't look back. The night air hit me as soon as I stepped outside, cool and sharp, but instead of feeling lost, I felt strangely clear, like I had finally stepped out of a lie. The following days blurred together. Emily kept calling and leaving messages, trying to explain, to apologize. Friends and family reached out, some offering support, others insisting I give her another chance. But I held firm. Her words had carved a wound too deep to ignore. A week later, I delivered the last of her things to her apartment. She tried again to talk, to justify, but there was nothing left to say. The damage was already done. Slowly, the hurt eased. I poured my energy into myself. Old hobbies, good company, anything that reminded me life didn't end at heartbreak. Looking back now, hearing that conversation was painful, but it was also a turning point. It saved me from living a life where I would always wonder if I was enough. I deserved real love. Someone who chose me with certainty, not desperation. And someday I know I'll find that. For now, I'm simply grateful I had the strength to walk away when it mattered most.